Such beautiful faces. You know, whenever I come and I see these faces in front of me, I have this childish urge of dreaming that outside waits a huge airplane. And I tell you, girls, we are going now with me to Eretz Israel. Send your husbands a WhatsApp. He will be very, very happy because it means you won't be here in Black Friday. I say that Black Friday, you call it like that because it's a black day for husbands. Bruchot, hanimtzaot queens, and I brought you regards from your big, big mama, big Ima, Eretz Israel. And Eretz Israel misses you so much because each and every one here is a piece of this country, and you are her daughters, and she sends you such regards, and she misses you. I understand it's not easy to come, to leave everything and come. One thing you must do every day. David HaMelech writes in Tehillim, Sha'alu Shlom Yerushalayim. Every day you must ask Yerushalayim, Ma shlomech? How are you, Yerushalayim? Sha'alu Shlom Yerushalayim. You must daven and pray for our holy country and our holy city. That's the least we can do today. Bezrat Hashem, we are going to learn the wisdom of being a woman. We are going to learn that it's the highest, the biggest power in the world. You know it already. Don't tell the husbands. We are going to learn those secrets of being a Jewish woman from our mother, Sarah. On this Shabbat, from this place, it's going to be Parashat Chayei Sarah. Chayei Sarah is the life of Sarah Imenu. It's a very strange name, since on this Shabbat we read the death of Ima, Sarah. Let's learn what happens when Ima, Lo Alenu, God forbid, is not here anymore. What did we read last Shabbat in the Bet Knesset? What did we read? Akedat Yitzchak. Yitzchak is almost being sacrificed. At the last moment, an angel says to Abraham, don't send your hand, don't touch him. Al tishlach yadcha el na'ar. And then they go down from the hill and they go back home. During all the way, our sages tell us, Abraham is telling Yitzchak, you know, my son, when Ima hears this story, she'll be so proud of you, my son. She'll say, what a child I have. He wasn't even scared when I put him on the Mizbeach. And Yitzchak says, Abba, she'll be so scared when we will tell her it was so close to my throat, the big knife. But then they go down the hill and they cannot see the tent of their beloved Ima, Sarah Imenu, because all the tents look just the same. They were used to see above the tent of Ima Sarah a cloud. There was always a cloud that never moved above the tent. We're going to learn what it means. And then they enter the tent and it's dark. It was never dark. When Ima Sarah was alive, the candles of Shabbat were lit from Shabbat to Shabbat, and now everything is dark. But the saddest thing was the smell. In the tent of Ima Sarah, There was always this smell of fresh bread, of dough, of the challah that is about to be made. And there is no smell. Where is the cloud? Where are the candles? Where is the smell of bread? And the neighbors tell them, Sarah has died. Why did she die? And our sages reveal such a beautiful thing to us. They tell us that Sarah Imenu was the first woman ever in history that did not die from being old. She died because she heard bad news. God forbid. The Satan comes to Sarah, the devil, and he says to her, you don't know what happened to your son. He is on a mizbeach. His father takes a huge knife above his throat, and she hears that and she yells, Doo. That's the shofar we hear on Rosh Hashanah in Bet Knesset. Doo. And then her voice breaks, like the shofar, and she falls. And she dies. And our sages tell us, since then, women do not die because they are old. A woman dies when she hears bad news. You know, for years I was looking for the ultimate tefillah that I should say when morning comes. The Rambam says that the most efficient tefillah a woman can do is to put her right hand on the mezuzah when morning comes and say in short words the thing you need the most. For years I was looking for the right tefillah and I think I found it. Every morning I wake up, I put my right hand on the mezuzah and say, Hashem, please, today I don't want to hear any bad news. Shelo eshma hayom besora ra'a. Not from my children, chas v'chalila. Not from my family. Not from the bank. Not from Donald Trump. Shum davar, shum davar. Only good news. What kept Sarah alive? She went through such hard times. She was kidnapped. She knew wars. She knew hunger. What kept her alive? What is the power of Ima Sarah? And Chazal tell us such a beautiful thing. They say she had the power of the sun. Chazal calls Sarah Imenu Shemesh. Shemesh means the sun. We read in the Torah, Vayihiyu Chayei Sarah. The life of Sarah was 100 years and 20 years and 7 years. She was living 127 years. And they tell us when she was 100 years old, she was exactly like when she was 20 years old. And when she was 20 years old, she was exactly like she was a 7 years old girl. And they summarize this and say, Kol yameha shavin letova. All the days of her life were equally good. The good days, the bad days. When she was 100, she was like when she was 20. It's beautiful because in Hebrew letters we say 100, kuf. 20 we say kaf. When she was kuf, 100, she was like kaf, 20. And Chazal tell us kuf is when you have a good day. You say chapter kuf, 100 in Tehillim. Mizmor letoda hariu laHashem kol haaretz. Thank you, Hashem. And when there was something bad, it was chapter 20, kaf. למנצח מזמור לדוד, יענך השם ביום צרה. Hashem will help you in the day of sorrow. For her, a day of sorrow and a day of happiness was the same. כל ימיה שווים לטובה. Why? Because she was like the sun. What does it mean? The sun every morning wakes up the same thing. The sun doesn't say, today I have no koach to shine, I won't shine. Today I will send heat to this one and I won't send heat nor light to that one. Every morning to wake up like the sun, to give warmth and light, to make dry all the laundry and to go down exhausted in the evening. How can you rise and shine? You went through such dark hours. The sun did as well, and she could do it. What's the power of a woman that goes through things? So many times I see in my lessons women for years, 6 years, 7 years, and I think to myself, she has it all. She has such a husband, she has such children, she has so much money, she looks wow. And then she comes, it can happen after years, and she's telling me of a pain she's going through. You, for so long, I could never see it. What gives a woman this power of looking the same, doing everything she has to do? Kol yameha shavin letova. And Chazal tell us that every morning she wake up and said, Eze yom shaveh. What a worthy day. What a beautiful day. This day will never repeat itself. How can you be like this? One word. When you say it, you will see that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives you the power of the sun. Kol yameha shavin letova. Whatever you are going through, just say this word, letova. It's for the good. כל מה שהשם עושה לטובה הוא עושה. Everything that Hashem does is only for the good. And if I see this good with perspective, I can go through hard days, better days, because I'm going to this big goal called letova. In the morning, you put on your ways. And in the ways, where do you want to get to? Tova, to the good. And everywhere you go, until you get there, you know it's letova. What gives us this perspective of saying letova? This happens letova. First of all, the age. The more you became old, the more you have this perspective. I always laugh and say that one of the biggest presents that Hashem gives with age, in Hebrew we say age, gil. Gil means happiness. Hava, nagila, hava. The present Hashem gives with age is this perspective, because physically you can see things only from far away. You know this movement that you want to know if it's hummus or your cream? What's written there? And it's such a present. Why? Because this way you see your husband just in the years when he becomes not handsome as he was, so you can see him only from far away. It's those years when your kids become adolescents and they don't look very beautiful either. It's those years when your mother-in-law, you can see her only from far away, and it's always very healthy to do it. And that's really the present of life, to see things with perspective. That's not good, that's not good, that's not good. But everything goes for the good? What gives you power to believe it? One tefillah, that if you do not say every day, it's a day that you lost. It's written in the Gemara, Me'uvat lo yuchal litkon. It's a loss that you cannot bring back. And the sentence is, Shema Israel, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. All those little things that I'm going through are one. At the end I will see the explanation of all this. Shema every day. When Hashem says to Abraham, you must listen to your wife Sarah. What does he say to him? Shema bekolah. Listen to her. Why? Because in her voice you can hear the Shema that she says every day. Shema bekolah. How can we say that everything that Hashem does is letovah? Another beautiful explanation is letovah means if you went through something bad, the way of getting out of it and the reason why it happened to you is letovah, in order to make a favor for someone else. Letovah, a favor to someone else, because when you go through something hard, God forbid, lo alenu, you become, in Hebrew we say, ba'alat nisayon. Now you have experience. Nisayon means experience, and nisayon means a trial, a hard thing you went through. If Hashem gives you a hard thing, it's only for you to do a favor with someone else with this pain you have in you, because now you understand. Now you have more compassion. I always tell you that my 8th and 9th birth were C-sections, and I'm so scared of hospitals, and I'm so humiliated when I have to put these ugly pajamas, and it took me 6 or 7 births until I discovered that those pajamas have only one side, and from here there is nothing, until I learned to walk like this, like in the kotel. And I remember that there were many women waiting for the surgery, and we were on beds, one next to the other. I did not know that my husband wanted to be inside the room of the surgery. My husband is very big, spiritually and physically, and suddenly I see this huge man coming inside, green. He had a plastic green hat, a plastic green robe, plastic green shoes. I see suddenly a huge Shrek entering the operation room, and I say, Zehu Yemima, you passed to another world. And I'm so scared and I don't know what to do anymore. And then a woman next to me says to me, Harabanit? And I say, yes. And she says, can you please give me a bracha? I'm so scared of the operation. Scared? Aren't you ashamed? Where is your emunah? Don't you know that Leida, birth, means 2 words? Leyad Hashem, you are near HaKadosh Baruch Hu, be strong. And then I went to the operation, full of koach. How come? Because when you are scared of something and suddenly Hashem gives you someone in distress, you find in yourself such power to give them. There is nothing that you go through in vain. Nothing. Every smallest thing that you went through is because one day you are going to meet someone with this same problem, and you'll know what to tell her. I always tell you of my precious son that was born with a broken heart. He had a very sick heart, and it was forbidden for him to cry because he did not have enough oxygen. On his finger, he had something that measured the oxygen he has in his lungs. And it must be at least 70, 60. So to cry takes a lot of air, and he was not allowed to cry. So as long as he was with me, I held him, I fed him, I made him laugh. And the one and only time he cried, he went up there with the angels. He was niftal. And I remember that moment when he went from us, Zichrono Livracha, and I thought to myself, who needed all this sadness for? We suffered, his brothers and sisters suffered, he suffered so much. And then I understood, since he was niftal, young girls, young women, old women started to come with me with their broken hearts, not physically, morally. And I felt, really, I do not invent, really, I felt that whenever someone comes to me with tears in her eyes and I hold her hand, I can feel, באמת, how much oxygen, how much air this woman has in her lungs. I say to Hashem, I see she's scarcely breathing, you must help her. The minute I see a woman in despair, I feel this siren without wanting, without choosing, suddenly starting to work. I must not let her cry, because when she'll cry, she'll die. So I will make her laugh, and I'll tell her go shopping, and I will tell her jokes, and I will just go out smiling, go out from here laughing. We don't want any more nisyonot, thank you so much. But when you had one, כל מה שעושה הקדוש ברוך הוא לטובה. Now you have this wisdom. אין חכם כבעל הניסיון. There is no one wiser than someone that goes through something painful. And now you can help your sisters, you can help your brothers, you can help your children, you can help your old Ima. Ima. Let's speak of this power that is called Ima. And Ima Sarah reveals to us that she is always with us. When the sun goes down, it comes up in a different place. Chazaq tell us that in you there are thousands and thousands of mothers. You are Sarah, because when she went down, she shone inside you. You have Rivka, you have Leah, you have Margalit Yosef, the wife of Rav Ovadia Yosef. You have Rebbetzin Kanievsky in you. We are full of power of women. That's why this generation maybe is weaker than everything we knew. I looked at my daughter when she gave birth. I couldn't believe my eyes. We gave birth like this, Baruch Hashem, with no, so we had pain, asma. 1 second after birth, before they cut the, I don't know how you say it in English, I said to the doctor, אני הולכת לשיעור. I'm going to a shiur, give me my, my daughter, I saw her and I said, you know, when I gave birth, my mother-in-law used to tell me, enough. You don't have to have so many children. And I said to myself, never ever I will say it to my daughter. When I saw her, after the first birth, I told her, Shirale, maybe it's enough. לא כדאי. So, Yemima, how did you say that this generation we have the most powerful woman? It's not your power. It's full of women that are inside you, because you got the koach of all the imahot. You are a huge sun, a huge shining sun. That's why men are so scared of us. because they see us and we are, whoa, so full of mothers that shine inside us.